Hey, what's up, DIYers? Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking laundry centers today, and in the event that your laundry center washer is not filling up with water properly and efficiently or slowly, we're going to show you some common causes. Let's take a look. All right, DIYers, making our way to the laundry center as you see here, and we have a GE model, and we've got the electric version as opposed to the gas version, and dryer on top, washer on bottom. Again, the common causes of why your washing machine is filling with water slowly, or in other words, not normal. And opening up the washer lid, coming inside here, you will see the washer inlet port, as you see right there. And that is the water inlet valve and plumbing or pipes that feed right there, and all the water comes out of that. And on to a common cause, let's go to the shutoff valve as well as the hot and cold water lines. Here's our drain hose. We're not going to talk about that. I'll just shift that up. And again, here is our water valve or shutoff valve. You can see the on, which it is placed in the on configuration. And I have to shift it all the way up and back to the off position to cut water supply through the hoses and inside to the inner side here where the water inlet valve is. Again, here is the bottom portion of the inlet. And it comes out that hole right there. Coming up and out. Back to the shutoff valve. Common cause number one is the actual shutoff valve is not in the full open position. So verify that your shutoff valve is in the fully open position. And if it is, and you are still experiencing a lack of flow or water supply, in other words, it's filling slow, we will come back to our shutoff valve, and we are now going to place it in the fully off position. We're not going to do that now. However, in your case, you will just verify that your shutoff valve is closed and no water can be fed through the hoses and inside the washing machine. In addition, I highly recommend unplugging your unit for safety purposes as you work through this project. From here, you can carefully unscrew each of the cold and hot water lines, and inside here, in most cases, you have a screen or filter. However, it's a screen, and over the months and years of water flowing through the water shutoff valve and through those fittings and through the hoses and into your washing machine, you have, again, in most cases, a screen inside each of the fittings as well as a screen inside each of the fittings on the complete opposite end, where it connects to the top portion of the water inlet inside here. You will see that here shortly. Coming over here, I have an additional laundry center, and I do want to show you the back side. We are going to be referencing this, the remainder portion of the project. And there is the opposite end of the water hoses and fittings where they secure to the top fittings of your water inlet. And to gain access to those, you're going to come over here, and we are going to remove this panel in between the dryer and washer. However, coming back to the opposite end of the hoses, and before we remove that center panel I just showed you, you want to shut off your shutoff valve or close your shutoff valve and unscrew and remove each of the water fittings, both hot and cold, and check the inner portion here. In our case, these hoses and seal inside here are several years old. You can see a little bit of rust and contamination. And there is no screen. However, you might have a screen depending on the water hose that you have. And if the screen is dirty, just go ahead and carefully clean it. You can actually remove this rubber seal. In most cases, the screen is installed inside the rubber gasket or seal as one. And again, you can either clean it carefully or you can replace it. And down below in the comments and description will be links on replacement screens and rubber seals. And once you clean those, if those are very dirty, chances are the opposite end right inside there will be dirty as well. Camera now in position, and again, we need to remove this center panel to gain access to the internal fittings of the water inlet and two screws. Go ahead and carefully unscrew and remove these. From here, just pull it out and shift it up. And as shown here, you have little tabs that go inside little slots. And as you can see, once we remove that panel, we have much better access to the entire inner portion here, the electrical wiring harness, the control board, as well as the opposite end of the water lines and blue fittings of the water inlet valve. Coming into a closer view, again, there is our control board, all of the electrical wiring and connection points. And coming inside here, you can see the exhaust or dryer duct. And there it is, the opposite end again of the water lines or fittings feeding into the water inlet valve. And we are going to carefully unscrew and remove those and check the internal portion of those fittings, because again, if the opposite end of the water hoses and fittings were blocked with contaminants or solids, chances are these fittings are as well. Next, I grabbed my pair of Craftsman adjustable pliers, and down below in the comments and description will be a link on where to purchase this. And this will come in very handy when loosening and tightening the fittings. However, I'm going to shift this aside because ours are loose, and all you're going to do is come inside here and ever so carefully, again, make sure that your water supply or shutoff valve is closed, and unscrew each of these fittings. And check the back side as you see here. And again, if you have a screen installed in there, you can carefully clean it by removing it and running it under hot water. Or at the same time, you can replace it altogether by removing that rubber seal that likely has that screen permanently installed inside it and installing a brand new one. And inside here is an additional screen. Check that out. And you can also remove this. However, if your portion or seal and screen are not inside the water inlet and inside here, you want to replace it from here. Believe it or not, some laundry centers' water inlets have screens installed right there that really can't come out. However, again, just remove the additional water hose fitting and verify that these screens are clean. If they're pretty gunked up and clogged, you want to clean them ever so carefully. And by cleaning those and putting everything back together, DIYers, the water is going to flow through the hoses and fittings and through the screens and into the water inlet and then into the washer bowl very efficiently and properly, or as designed back when it was brand new. However, from here, I'm going to put everything back together. And I did just that. The water hose fittings are re-secured, not tight, because again, we are not using this laundry center. We are just going to rebuild it and sell it. And after you re-secure the fittings, go ahead and re-secure the panel by the 2 screws. And then you can come over, verify that these water fittings are secured to the water shutoff valve, and then if all looks good, you can carefully shift the shutoff valve lever to the on configuration and come up top and plug your unit back in and run a cycle and see how it runs. And coming inside here, there is our brand new one again. Take a step back, and DIYers, that is it. Again, the common causes of why your laundry center washer is not filling with water properly and efficiently or as designed. In addition, down below in the comments and description, again, several helpful video links, and one of which includes replacing the entire water inlet valve as a whole. And we will basically do exactly what we've done so far, but we will come inside here where we can access the underside or bottom portion of our inlet. And once the hoses are removed, you've got the 1/4" screw right there. You will remove that and come inside here where we have our inlet, as you see right there, and the plumbing. Again, down below in the comments and description will be a link on how to replace that in the event that you want guidance. Definitely check that out. We hope this helps. Do us a favor below the video. You will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring the YouTube bell. That'd be very helpful to us. We would really appreciate it. One more thing, one of those links down below is replacing your control board. DIYers, hey, if you are still watching, I do want to show you the entire water inlet valve removed from the washer. And again, there are the 2 threaded studs that the water lines or fittings connect and secure to, the internal screens, the hot and cold solenoids or shutoff valves. On the opposite end, DIYers, just as important as these screens, in the event that the ports on the bottom side of this part get clogged, corroded, or just block water flow, that will definitely slow down the water flow. Even worse, in the event that either one of these fails in the open configuration, water will not be able to shut off. Water will, in other words, constantly flow through. If this one breaks, the cold line and into the washer and fill it and overflow it. Not good. If that's the case, you want to immediately close your water shutoff valve at your main water supply.